we have unsung heroes and heroines. It's very unfortunate. This has to be done for purposes of posterity, because we also honor those who are not with us. Recently, I was asking some people very simple questions. I said, this road, this street that stretches from the Supreme Court to Macmillan Library in Aitwaya J. Anybody who knows? I said, yes, this is Wabera Street. Then I asked them a simple question. Anybody who knows who Wabera is? You can't believe, Jeff. You know what Kenyans are saying? Yeah, tunamjua. Nani? Ni mzee Mluya kutoka Vihiga. Ni mzee Mluya kutoka Kakamega. You know, I couldn't believe it. Wabera is not an ordinary person. Wabera was the first African district commissioner. Daudi Dabaso Wabera. He comes from Marsabit. He's buried in Marsabit. He was killed a week to our independence in 1962. We are going to independence 63, then the 62. He was killed while coming from Dogashe in Isiolo, coming back. He was in the company of local leaders, like the late Haj Galmdido. This was at the prime moment when part of northern Kenya were attempting everything possible to secede to Somalia. And the Baso Wabera and Haj Galmdido were the leaders who fought vehemently to make sure that that part of Kenya does not secede to Somalia. And known to them were people who have waylaid them. They didn't know. It was just 1 week or so to our independence in 1962. We called it, before we fully became independent, 60.
Correct, that period.
Yes. And they were preparing for that. And he was killed. So many Kenyans don't know such heroes. Unfortunately, they don't know it. Yeah. You see? But very interestingly, Jeff, the National Heroes Act, if you read it, gives us a lot of powers, such as, one, we can rename a town. We can name a street after any other person. You get me?
Yeah.
We can put up a statue, a monument for any other prominent Kenyans anywhere. That is the best way of recognizing. The Act says you have the authority to rename a town, even Nairobi, because the Act says you can give a place a name in honor of people who departed. So these are some of the simple things that we need to tell Kenyans. And if we don't take cognizances and advantage of these elderly people like them who are giving us stories, then we will be in a mess. Yeah. Kipchoge would have been with us here, Eliud Kipchoge, but he has other national duties, he couldn't able to come. Even Malim Thavichi was willing to be with us here. So these are the stories that we need to inculcate into young people, with a view to making sure that this story of who the heroes and heroines in Kenya are is kept for future posterities. Unless and until that is done, then we are in a mess. For instance, like now, one of the heroines we have honored is a young primary school girl, Sylvia Chepkunot. This girl was in a bus in West Pokot. The bus was waylaid by bandits, and they shot at people at randoms. Students, 14 students were killed. This little kid came out and said, "Don't kill them, kill me. I am prepared to be killed. Save them. I'm prepared to die for them." They shot in her legs. She is on a stretcher now, on a stretcher. She is one of the people we have honored. You see? And these are the type of people we shouldn't forget. Sure. Because the Act says, regardless of the age, we have to honor people who have done incredible job in service to the nations. And so in that regard, our board is mandated by the Act, one, to work in concert with the county government, or the 47 county governments, because we may not know who is a hero in Bungoma. We may not know who is a hero in Marsabit County, in Isiolo, in Wajir. You see, in Kakamega, in that regard, we work with them with a view to getting from them who are the heroes. Then we can be able to document. Huru Garden is mentioned in our act, the heroes' monuments. All these are some of the things that we need to bring up and work very strongly on it.